Alright, it's Thursday, January the 20th, I believe. And all I'm going to show you today is some things we did to the tractor today. Had a lot of worn out stuff on the 3-point hitch. Ordered a new top link, or not ordered, I got it from Tractor Supply. 2 new sway bars. I used to have one homemade one on there that my dad made a long time ago. It worked good, but it's a lot more solid when you got 2 of them on it. The camera's too focused in there. And the sway bar, one of the sway bar mounts, the pin here, was wore out. Got a new one. All that's at Tractor Supply. It's pretty much easy to find stuff like this. Of course, this is adjustable. And right now I got the hydraulic set. I need to make a stop for this right here. Right now I just got a pair of vice grips, but the hydraulics will hold it just above the ground when you set it right. Hang on, you missed that. There we go. Okay. See, it comes up good and straight. There's no slop in it. I need to fix a lot of stuff on the sickle mower too, and the boom. A lot of that stuff is old and worn out. But when you drop it, it's the stock, which is my little quick makeshift one there. I got it where it goes just above the ground there, where you're not dragging anything. Also, I think they make a plastic cap for these. I don't know if it bolts in place of this black metal piece here, if it goes over top of it, but I may order one of them later. But that's pretty much what I've been up to today. Today is the first day, well actually Thursday. Shut this tractor off here. Thursday was the first day we got above freezing since Christmas. So as you can hear, my voice is still messed up. I feel fine. I guess it's something that's going to stick with me till spring. A lot of people got it. You even see people on TV, on the news and stuff, can barely talk. But I'm pretty fortunate. I feel pretty good now. But I was just getting ready for a real snow. I thought I was going to have to shovel my mother's driveway. And we also got a pretty long gravel driveway. It goes out to the road there. But it warmed up good enough to melt it all off. But I got to thinking, I better get this thing squared away while it's warm. My plans last week were really to start taking the 64 apart, but I decided since it was warm, better go ahead and do this. And the old top link on this thing, just want to show you some things that I learned on this. They have different category links on this thing. See, like this piece right here, here's the old one, that one. So you can see it had no eyelet in that one. I think I showed you that way back when I first bought the grater blade. This was worn out. Now they have a category 0, a category 1, and a category 2. Category 0 is supposed to have, I think, a 1-inch thread, which is what this is. But category 1 has an 1 1/8 thread with 3/4 inch eyelets here. This is a 1-inch thread, 3/4 inch eyelets. But as you can see, these have been welded on. And I was going to just buy some weld-on eyelets here, and you can get them, but they was like $14.99 a piece. And I thought, and that new top link was $39, so I would have spent $28 plus tax on 2 end links. Then I would have had to weld it to my old end, so I went ahead and just bought this for $39. These were about, I think, $39 a piece. I'd have to look at my receipt again. And stuff like this, like that pin there, it's pretty cheap. The old one was really worn out. If I can show you the old one. Actually, I cut it off. It was so hard to get off. Right there it is. See how wore out it was. And my homemade sway bar, which my dad made a long time ago, it worked. He just didn't want to buy one, so he made it where he used to work way back when he worked on night shift, I think, a long time ago. I was in like 6th grade, I think, when all that was. But this was his homemade sway bar, and it worked fine. But I'm going to keep it like it is. I'm not going to cut it up, use it for anything. It's kind of something to hang on the wall that my pop's made, and it's just kind of a sentimental value thing. I'm not going to do anything with it, but just keep it. Just little reminders. of my pops. But and this was his tractor, by the way. I remember as a, oh man, it was in the 70s. How old was I? I was in grade school, I think, when I went with him to look at this tractor. I remember it was back in the 70s, and then he took it, had it hauled to some guy who lived in Waddy, Kentucky, who rebuilt the engine and got the hydraulics working on it, and they're still working to this day, which I've done some things to it. Now, back in the late 90s, me and my dad, we did it like right here where the trailer's, right beside where the trailer is now. We did re-ring it and put bearings in it. It developed a mess, which it had been together a long time after Dad had it rebuilt in the 70s. But it developed a mess, and we went ahead and put a fresh set of rings and bearings, and that took care of the problem. Excuse me. The bearings are actually still good, but since we had it apart, that's what we did. Did it right out there in the yard. It was fine. Re-honed it. He had the head redone, and that was done in the late 90s, and this old tractor still runs good today. And the hydraulic's still working. If you remember, I put a hydraulic pump on it. But as far as cold starts go, which I already warmed up now, but it's like 50 degrees now. So you can see the battery's still good and strong. Anyway, that's the video for this weekend. My plans for tomorrow is supposed to get up like the mid-50s. I am going to start unbolting stuff on the 64 Fairlane, and by next week, hopefully we'll have the engine out of it, and maybe we'll start doing some videos of the tear down of the engine, and we'll just show you what I find inside of it. We'll be checking everything out, show you what hopefully little I do. Thanks for watching.